You don't care what you're doing to me.
Hi, and thank you guys. My voice to say thank you very much for each and every subscribe, like, and please keep on commenting. I appreciate it. Thank you. Bye.
Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel, where we dive into all things reality TV, celebrity news, and podcasts. I'm so excited to share all the latest gossip and updates with you. Get ready to be entertained and stay in the loop with all your favorite stars. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more fun content. Let's jump.
So, I'm speaking about Carlos King and all of these latest information that been released of him not protecting the female on his show. So I'm just going to do a breakdown with a couple of videos on YouTube, and I'm also going to play a recording as well. So let me start with the recording first.
Carlos King has faced some criticism regarding the treatment of the women on his reality shows, particularly regarding their feeling of protection and the environments created during filming. This issue often arises with reality TV producers, as the nature of the genre can sometimes lead to heightened drama and conflict among cast members, raising questions about how much producers prioritize the emotional well-being of participants. Key points for discussion. 1. The role of drama in reality TV. Drama drives ratings, and Carlos King, as a successful producer, knows how to build compelling storylines. However, this often means intense conflicts between cast members, leading some to feel unprotected or exploited for entertainment purposes. 2. Past cast member complaints. Some women on shows like Love and Marriage Huntsville and Real Housewives of Atlanta, when King was a producer, have voiced concerns about feeling unsupported or thrown into situations designed to provoke conflict. They've expressed frustration about their personal issues being aired or manipulated for the storyline. 3. Carlos King's response. Carlos has previously stated that his goal is to show real, raw stories while respecting the humanity of the cast. He often emphasizes that the women are central to the success of his shows and insists he wants them to feel empowered. 4. Power dynamics and gender. As a male producer overseeing predominantly female casts, questions have been raised about whether Carlos fully understands or prioritizes the emotional needs and boundaries of the women. Some feel there's a need for more safeguards against emotional harm. 5. Calls for better safeguards. And some cast members have suggested implementing stronger support systems, such as on-set mental health professionals, clearer boundaries about what's fair game for storylines, greater involvement from cast members in shaping narratives to ensure fairness.
Okay. With all of those information that's been read out a while ago, that is just a little bit of depth of what Carlos King have done to his female cast. You have recently, so Gucci recently speak out publicly in front of Carlos on his show about the way she felt on his show, and Carlos decided that he's going to remove the video, and he didn't want people to find out exactly how he's treating his team. Um, for people who work for him. For years he has Melody and Martel going back and forward, and with Martel showing very scary behavior toward Melody, and Carlos King still had Martel on the show, even though he know that Melody did not feel safe because she told him, yes, he got security guard, but that did not help the situation, like, to make it feel any more safer just because there's security guard there. And the thing is that you have all of this going on to the public. The public are seeing all of these things play out on the show and also off the show. And I wonder what kind of show is he trying to produce and show people, because many female feel triggered by the way Carlos King has done with his shows. I feel like Carlos King more likely, you know, feel that he has a more reason to protect guys. So he's always trying to fight for the guy's corner and not the female, because normally there's, many of the shows are around female base instead of guys. And he feel like, oh, I need to protect the guys them. So he feel like they need to be shown on the screen. And I don't think it's fair for the female that is going through that situation at that moment when they're working. Like, if you're not creating a safe workplace, why would you want people to be on your show, knowing that you are not protecting them? And he doesn't feel no shame, because Carlos King do not speak out when situation come ahead. He normally come and he would like do shades at the content creators on YouTube. Like, when he come up with certain things, he's shading the content creator. We know that he saw whatever people are speaking about on YouTube, but he chose not to say anything, because as long as he doesn't say anything, it's gonna go away and it doesn't matter. But then he also showed that he's very weak, and that he does not feel like he have any loyalty to his classmate to come out and say something. Let we know that, did he hear what they say? Whether you read it behind scene, but come on, coming out publicly and explaining what certain things happen on the show, and you do not agree with it, and maybe you'll try to make sure in future when you do any other show that you will try to make sure that the females are protected first, most of all, and that you're here not just to support man, but also support females. And I don't think he have done any of that. Instead, he have decided to run away and hide. So I'm just gonna watch the video with Melissa. And I'm gonna give my thought on the video.
Shoulder. It gave me a chance to say exactly what I've been smiling through the pain during the whole season of filming. I just been smiling through the pain. And I just wanted to, I know at that point, I wanted to have a real conversation. I mean, we were there, and I'm like, Carlo, let's do some real talk. So that's what we were there for. So with all
I do not watch a show that she's on, but I understand the way he treat female. And for her coming on the show and wanting to like address whatever she felt she needed to address at that moment, and for Carlos King to keep running and hiding and acting like he doesn't heard what the car's saying, is a disrespect to each and everyone that go through what what she's talking about. Because we have Dr. Evanly. She was on the show, and she talked about how the producer tend to do things that the cost them do not like, by when they edit the show, they edit in a very bad light, and the stars tend to end up looking really bad, and they don't end up showing the full story of what goes on in a full day of work that they produce. And I think that was with Marquise at the time. And from that moment, when Dr. Everly spoke about it, you could tell that Carlos did not like it because he didn't want to hear the truth. That as a producer, you always trying to look for drama instead of like showing the real story and not just cutting and slicing and showing what you want to show and not just the full story of what goes on throughout the day. And obviously, we know that Dr. Everly, she left the show, and then they tried to twist it to say it was Melody fans that caused Dr. Everly to leave, which we already know that's not true because she came out and she said that she did not want to affect anyone family on any of these reality show, and that's one of the reasons why she wanted to leave Carlos Messy Monday. So let's go back to this.
All due respect, I know that he's my boss and things like that. But I think it was important for me to tell him how I felt, through the whole ordeal.
Okay. Okay. So you can go ahead and just continue what you were saying if at this time if you want to.
Okay. Well, and I tried to kind of reconnect the dots. So let me go back and clean it up. So when I actually say, hey, let me bring it back. And the reason why I wanted to start with, the beginning of how Selena name came up, because the fans are saying, hey, you and JJ using Selena as a storyline. Y'all needed her for a storyline. You using her for a storyline. There was never Jay and I intention to use Selena as a storyline. Okay. My family alone have a bunch of stories, success stories, good stories about what we're doing here in Jackson, how we're pouring it back into the community, about my real estate business. It was never my intention to use Selena as a storyline. Latrice brought her up at that meeting where I was showing her that commercial building, and when she brought it up to me, and that's when I immediately thought, okay, what do they have to do with us? I got pulled into it. Her name, and we was going down a rabbit hole and just got further and further into it. It should have been Latrice and Cliff's story. It never should have been me and Jay and all that. And that's why I never intended for her to be a storyline. I never, and after Jay brought it up to Cliff, which one of the producers say, hey, Jay, ask Cliff this question, which had never should have happened. And it just kept going and going and going. And then we ended up at the wedding. And I do want to take full accountability for my action. I let my emotions overtake me. When I first saw her car there, my defense mode automatically went up. Entered the building. Tamara was beckoning me to come over. Didn't want to get in her space. I'm at work. I'm clocked in. At that time, Selena wasn't a main character on this show. She was a fill-in. I'm not going to call her that anymore, just out of respect for her, the kids. And I was actually trying to avoid her, to avoid the conversation. Just like she said, sometimes I speak, sometimes I don't. That was the day that I did not, I'm not going to speak. I'm just going to try to avoid all commotion. And
so Carter King, you already knew that she and the ex-wife could not be around each other because they have a no contact order in place. And obviously with no contact order, that mean, both of them cannot be in the same, the same space or same room. It depends on wide of circle they put the or distant they put the order in, because sometimes they do it like how many yards or feet away the person have to be from that person. And knowing that Carlos King knew that they had the order in place, and he still have the lady on the show without letting them know that they was going to be on the show together, it's really bad. And that just show how Carlos King do not care whatever's going on in their life. Because if he know that she was not allowed to be around that lady because of they have a no contact order, why did he not ask her first if she's willing to break the order? And one of the reasons why Carlos King had to remove its show, which is the Messy Monday show that she spoke about it, is because she can file a lawsuit against him. You know, because if she said she did not know, then right there he violate her right, and she can file a lawsuit against Carlos King. Because with those things, whoever break it, they can be arrested. And if both of the ladies file a no contact order against each other, she could file it. She could go to jail, or the other lady could go to jail. If which sorry, if any of them contact the police. So if Carlos King knew about it and he did not inform them and ask them if they were okay being in the building around each other, if they didn't agree to it, they can file a lawsuit against Carlos King. And that's one of the reasons why he take down the show. Because if you know the law, you know that definitely you have breaking it, and he definitely can get himself in serious issue. So when someone say, "Oh, he's gonna get himself in," with this coming out, he already got himself in serious issue if they decide to file a lawsuit against him, because he know that that was in place. They did not sign any document to say they were okay to be seen in the same space. So literally he broke it. He break the order. He break the female order because they did not sign any document, because they have to sign a document, a legal document to say we are okay to be around each other in the same space. Just like how they say when the judge signed the order off to say they're not supposed to be around each other, if they both of them break it together and they did that together, that's different. That's you break your own order. But when you are working and your boss or whatever producers that's working there did not let you know and they break the order, you as a employee can file a lawsuit against your workplace. So with that, if he released that video, she could definitely sue him. And now she's coming out, so it's I don't know what she's gonna do, because if he fire her, she can say, you know what, I want to you put me in danger because I did not feel comfortable with this woman being there, and you already know we already know that we had a no contact order, and you still you still put me in danger, or you put her in danger. So you and Kingdom Rain and the whole network has to pay out. So that is a lawsuit. So let's see if she's gonna be quiet and don't say nothing.
What the cameras didn't show.
I mean, let's see if she's gonna not sue him. I mean,
I was walking off, she tapped me on my shoulder, and that's when I turned around, like, oh, she touched me.
Okay.
I mean, of course, it's been chopped and screwed to
Right.
seem like that I'm the aggressor, and I hate that it happened. I hate that Sanjay was there, had to see it. I hate that my daughter had to watch it. I hate that J kids had to watch it, which is our kids based. I hate our kids had to watch that play out on television. And when that incident happened, of course, I did press charges, which it did make the situation worse. But at the end of the day, in my head that moment, I wasn't thinking about, I got to keep her off the show. I was worried about me. I didn't give a flip about the show. My well-being is more important than a show. So I wasn't worried about, I got to keep her off the show. I was like, oh no, this shouldn't happen. Sometimes you got to treat people how to treat you.
Okay, so we have here your no contact order.
Mm-hmm.
So the date is, I think it says October 2023 or something. So that lasted for a year.
For you.
So then after Selena was added to the cast as a Belle, like at the top of this year. Am I correct about that?
Correct. Mm-hmm.
So the order was still in place.
Mm-hmm.
You all are filming. And when you say, so when y'all had that little round table situation and she kind of tiptoed in,
Mm-hmm.
what part of the game was that? If it, as it goes with this order.
We were still under the no contact order when she entered the room.
Okay.
And like Letitia said, like where I invited Selena, and it was just strange to me that I was like, what's really going on? Because at the wig mixer, Letitia was like, get her out of there, get her ass out of there, get out of there. And all of a sudden,
I remember that.
Walking her in this circle, and it was kind of confusing me. I'm like, okay, something, the energy in this room between this collective is changing. And I'm like, why is she here? And Letitia, she's a Belle's mommy. She knew exactly what a no contact order is. I mean, it's not rocket science. And the thing about it, I turned in this no contact to the producers and my superior, so they knew what the contact order was.
Yeah, as I said before, I know some legal stuff. So, as I said, he can definitely get himself in serious problem, and she can definitely file a lawsuit against him and Kingdom Reign and the O Network. If she want to do that, she can do it. Because as far as she said, she did not know the girl was gonna be there, and the ex-wife was there with her not knowing. And not only that, they had the fight on the show, so that's where the mess of tack. Oh, can't pronounce that word right now. That's where how would I put it the violent and the misbehaving happen on the show, and now you put a no contact order in place, and the same place that you put that in, and the producer all know about it, and yet they still put you back into that same environment again. It's very dangerous, because if any fight break out again with both the ladies, right there, I would have said Kingdom. The O Network would have to fire Carlos King immediately. So right now he's in very hot water, and probably he's gonna speak to her and make sure she don't come out anymore and say anything else about it, or maybe she go silent, or maybe she wanna go back on the show and he may increase her pay. We don't know, but let me just read out. Well, I'm not gonna read out. Just make this one read out for me. The rest of this, before I play more.
6. Positive feedback. On the flip side, many cast members have praised Carlos for giving them a platform to showcase.
And let's just keep it real. So,
emphasizing that their experiences on his shows have opened doors for them professionally and personally. If you'd like, I can expand this into a script.
So many people like Kimmy, which he just put out 2 days ago, and that's why I played that bit as well. Kimmy just said, "Oh, thank you, Kingdom Reign. Thank you, Carlos King. Thank you, O Network, for actually giving me this platform." So that is one of the thing that he want to be seen. He want us to see, and that's why he put that out, because he want people to see that, like, these 4 people that been working with me for years, like, when I mean years, I mean they've been working for Kingdom Race for over 6 years, and now they're saying thank you, we appreciate you, Colors King, and that's why I put that out there, because he want to use that to say, oh, I'm not toxic, I'm not giving, I'm not putting these ladies in danger. And Kimmy, well, I don't have anything to say about Kimmy. That man that she have, sooner or later he's gonna get caught up with his cheating, and he's gonna come out, and she's gonna be very ashamed. So I'll leave that for her to reveal soon.
Here's a detailed breakdown of the points raised about Carlos King and the perception that women on his shows may not feel adequately protected.
Mm-hmm.
The role of drama in reality TV.
Yeah.
Core issue. Reality TV thrives on conflict and heightened drama to attract and retain audiences. As a seasoned producer, Carlos King is adept at crafting these moments.
Yep.
However, this approach can sometimes create environments where cast members, especially women, feel emotionally unsafe.
Yeah.
Impact. Women may feel that their personal lives are exploited or their conflicts amplified for the sake of entertainment, leaving them vulnerable.
Mm-hmm.
2. Past cast member complaints. Concerns raised. Some cast members on Love and Marriage Huntsville, Real Housewives of Atlanta, during Carlos King's tenure, and other shows have publicly shared their frustrations. Complaints often center on being placed in situations that provoke conflict or seeing sensitive personal issues manipulated for dramatic effect.
Yes.
A recurring sentiment is that producers prioritize ratings over their emotional well-being.
That's right.
Carlos King's perspective. What he says. Carlos has defended his role, stating that his focus is on delivering real.
And don't forget, we have, it's not just female alone that call out Carlos King. We have males that have done that too. We have Martell, who said they don't really show his real life, and they cut and put out whatever they want. He said the show is not real. That's what he said. So it's not just female that is coming against Carlos King. And Carlos King doesn't say anything about that when it comes to the male, when they call him out. Only when it comes to the female. Only when the female call him out. Because he sit there with Dr. Evanly for weeks and months bashing Melody and laughing about Melody and whatever she was going through on the show.
Raw and authentic stories. He emphasizes the empowerment of women by giving them a platform to showcase their lives, successes, and struggles. While acknowledging the drama, he often highlights that the shows are about more than just conflict. They celebrate the complexity of these women's lives. Power dynamics and gender.
Yep.
Issue of gender. As a male producer working with predominantly female casts, there's a perception that Carlos may not fully grasp or address the emotional toll certain situations take on the women.
No.
Critics argue that male producers have a responsibility to foster environments that protect women emotionally and mentally,
And he doesn't,
especially when sensitive personal issues are being explored.
and he doesn't do that.
5. Calls for better safeguards. Recommendations for change. On-set mental health support. Having mental health professionals available during filming to assist cast members in managing emotional challenges.
Yeah.
Boundaries for storyline.
And the reason I pulled these up is because they are needed for his show, because his show is very toxic, very, very toxic. And mental health definitely need to be on the set, because Martell need a mental evaluation, and Carlos King is not giving him that. Definitely not giving him that, because if he was, then why is he still behaving the way he is? And if he was, then the judge would not be calling for Martell to be getting psycho check. The boundary, he did not protect Melody when Martell was being aggressive to her, and he kept Martell on the show to agonize Melody over and over and over again. Imagine somebody agonizing you over and over again, and yet your boss keep them on the show to keep doing it. Sorry about the noise. Just for rating.
Ensuring certain topics, such as family trauma or deeply personal issues are handled sensitively or kept off limits.
He didn't do that.
Collaborative narratives, involving cast members in the storytelling process to avoid manipulation or misrepresentation of their lives. 6. Positive feedback from cast members. Acknowledgements of success. Despite the criticism, many cast members credit Carlos King with elevating their platforms, showcasing their businesses, and helping them achieve personal and professional growth.
Okay, so we know that yes, there's some success out of the show, which we all know that they're on TV. So if they come out with any business, it will work out for them, but doesn't mean whatever else he's doing is okay.
Selena got the same copy. She knew exactly that she couldn't be so many feet from me as well. So
Okay.
I don't know if she walked in the room blindly, not knowing that I was going to be there, which Akeisha told me that she had a conversation, with Selena. Selena was like, I think it was Selena or Tamara. I don't want to fib on anybody, but she didn't even know that I was going to be there as well. So I don't know if it was being played on both sides. I don't know. But when you're dealing with, it was out of my hand. This is a order notarized and signed by the judge. This is real.
Right.
And you know what, Neil? I'm just gonna be frank. If at some point I'm kind of jumping the gun, I knew that I had to have a conversation with Selena, but it was too fresh. The judge did the no contact for a year for a reason. Let the dust settle. Let everybody kind of calm down because it was too emotional. And then maybe October the 2nd or thereafter, they may be ready to talk.
Okay. And to answer CC's question, Selena is a bail bondsman. So she is aware of how things go as well. Now, this is a question that everybody asks, and I'll just answer it this time, and let's just move on from here. Did you press charges to keep Selena off of the show?
You know what? I'm going to keep it real with you.
Should you buy refurbished tech or should you stick to brand new items? Let's unbox this iPhone 14 from back market and try to answer that question. So it comes in this very understated packaging, but my primary concern is the iPhone safe and secure? So here's the iPhone straight out of the box, and honestly, it just looks like a new iPhone. Like the screen is in immaculate condition.
That was one of my motives, because at that point, if a word like extra triggers her, and it caused her to do that to me, she, come on now. I mean, if you got to learn how to fight with your words. And me being in the building with her, and I'm not afraid of Selena. Her presence doesn't bother me. But if that's gonna trigger her, that's the name of the game. You're on reality TV. There's been much worse names that the Bells call each other, and nobody actually rashed out or jumped up. They've been called bitches, excuse me, in my language, blah, 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 F-bomb, all that type of things. And nobody ever actually,
did anything.
Yes, did anything. So,
but back to
her question, because I'm all around press charges, keep off the show. I'm just gonna be honest. I did, because at that point, I thought maybe, she don't deserve to be in my presence right now if she's got all these emotions about me and lashing out at me. And I did. And let's just keep it 100. And I'm bringing it back again. When they were on Bring It, I played my part. I stayed in the background. I supported Jay. I supported the girls. I supported even her, because they were, they were co-parenting. They were co-parenting, trying to work it out. And I never just say, hey, look at me, or insert myself in there. I let her have her shine. My time, I'm on this platform, and it's not an even exchange. It's not an even exchange. Let me infringe on what she's doing. It's just even. In my mind, it wasn't even exchange.
Okay. So this was not meant, because people are saying you ran to get a no contact so she couldn't be on the show. If she was on that particular scene or on the show at that time, maybe there were talks of her coming on the show, right? Like, for her to even be in the boutique with Latrice, and for her even to be at the wig party, maybe as a friend of the show. So what they're asking is, because of that, because of the altercation, that you went and got this order so there would be no Celine on the show at all. Was that?
And yeah, Militia, yes, I believe what you're saying is 100% accurate. If the other lady did not get a no contact order, then she being on the show doesn't matter. If she's around her, but so Gucci is the one who filed it, so the lady cannot be around her. So with what Military is saying, and I feel like that could be one of the reasons why the lady so Gucci filed a no contact order, because she wanted the other lady to not be on the show. Because if you have a no contact order, that lady cannot be on the set with you. You can't be around each other at no point, at no time. So definitely so Gucci was playing an ace game by trying to remove that lady off the show. And that's probably one of the reasons why she got it, especially if So Gucci was the one that were more violent or more aggressive, and then you're the one who go and file a no contact order, then definitely you are playing a game right there. Doesn't mean that Carlos King was right to continue to make the other lady be on the show. He was not right. By legally, he has broken order, and by legal, he did not do right. So whatever, So Gucci was playing an ace game by trying to remove that lady off the show by getting that order. It still does not correct Carlos King and the producers that's working with them correctly, or any form. We have Melody, who has been through a lot with Carlos King. We have I forgot her name right now, but when I remember her name, I'll come back about that. So let me put this out.
A no contact order NCO is a legal directive issued by a court, typically in cases involving domestic violence, harassment, stalking, or other situations where one party is prohibited from having contact with another. It aims to protect a person from unwanted communication or physical proximity. If a no contact order was broken on a Carlos King show, here's what it means and the potential consequences. 1. What is a no contact order? Definition: a court-issued order prohibiting one individual from contacting another. This includes physical interaction, phone calls, text messages, social media communication, or contact through third parties. Common scenarios: in cases of domestic disputes or prior legal issues between cast members. If one cast member feels unsafe or threatened by another. Duration: these orders can be temporary or permanent depending on the severity of the situation. NASTA 2, breaking a no contact order on the show. What could have happened? A cast member under a no contact order appeared in the same location as the protected individual during filming. Communication, intentional or otherwise, occurred despite the legal restriction. The production may have inadvertently facilitated or failed to prevent this interaction, violating the order. 3. Consequences of breaking a no contact order. Legal penalties. The violator could face criminal charges, including fines, jail time, or both. The severity of the punishment depends on the jurisdiction and the circumstances of the violation.
Which is what I said at the beginning, that definitely it can go very bad for Carlos King.
Impact on the show. Legal liability. If the production knowingly or negligently allowed the order to be broken, it could face lawsuits or legal repercussions.
I said it.
Cast dynamics. Such an incident could exacerbate tensions among cast members, leading to negative publicity for the show. 4. Responsibility. Producer accountability. Producers, including Carlos King, are responsible for ensuring a safe filming environment and compliance with legal restrictions. If they knowingly allowed a no contact order to be breached, they could face legal and ethical scrutiny.
Said it.
Preventative measures. Clear communication with cast members about any legal restrictions. Scheduling or location adjustments to ensure compliance with court orders. SNO 5. What happens next? Legal proceedings. The courts may investigate whether the no contact order was knowingly or unintentionally broken. If a violation is proven, the individual in breach may face penalties. Reputation risks. Carlos King and the show could face public backlash for creating an unsafe environment or failing to uphold legal boundaries. This could lead to damage control measures, such as issuing public apologies or restructuring production protocols.
And yet, Carlos King has not come out and said nothing. He has not. She have told him how she feel. Yet he removed that scene. So he removed Messy Monday immediately, and he has not come out and said nothing. He's supposed to come out and apologize because she told you publicly how she felt, and you ignore that. That's how you're treating, like, I'm a watcher of the show. I mean, I watch that show, but I watch other show that he has broken rules. With Samuel, she came out. I say name Samuel. I forgot her first name, and she come out and said Carlos King. He told him that he's gonna give give her a show of her own and show her life, and it's all about Black Power and all of that. And guess what? It was not. He would edit her in the meanest way. Like when someone do anything and she like do a reaction of whatever happened before, Carlos King, he would just simple show a reaction and does not show what happened before. So it seemed like she just like lose her cool just like that. So should Carlos King be cancelled? I don't want him to be cancelled because we do want Black man that is creating their own show to be around, but I really believe he needs to learn from these things that's coming out, and he needs to come out and speak about it. Don't be silent. You're gonna have female coming out and saying things, and you are just sitting there being quiet and just talking about God when you know that your work are not godly.
If this incident occurred on a Carlos King show, it raises serious questions about how well production teams are managing cast conflicts and legal obligations.
Mm-hmm.
Let me know if you'd like further details or a deeper dive into a specific
Yeah. How are they dealing with the cost when these things are going on? Look at Destiny. She wanted to invite Melody to come out to the event they were having, knowing that Martha was gonna be there. Knowing that Martha was gonna be there. So right there, imagine if Melody, said, "Oh, hey, let me hear what Kimmy said, and let me come to the event because Kimmy invited me, through Destiny, and I'm just gonna come and show up and be a girl." And then right there, she'll be be there with Martel. Like the producer should have never asked Kimmy to invite Melody. They should have never want to invite Melody, knowing that Marta was gonna be there. Because we know Destiny was doing this event for Martel. So why would you want Destiny and Kimmy to be on the show saying that they want to invite Melody, contacting Melody? And when Melody did not pick up the phone call, they tried to look like, oh, you see, I told you, Kimmy, she's not even a friend like that with you. She don't even answer your phone call. Knowing that Martel and Melody cannot be in the same room. they were allowing Melody to come to an event where Martha was going to be there. And she have a no contact order against Martell as well. So you can see the mistake and the error, and it keep happening. Is it a mistake? Is it error, or is it just for drama? He is not protecting no one. As long as he can have the best scene, it doesn't matter if they don't touch each other. Like putting people in danger, you know, it's not good. It's definitely not good. Not because they did not physically fight does not mean it is right. And I really feel that Carlos King need to come out and say something publicly, because him hiding behind scene and then coming out next week is not gonna help it. It's not going to be good. Because how can you trust someone that his own workers do not trust? Like, you are a boss. Doesn't matter if, like, OWN is also, they own the network and everything like that. But the main person that we see, the front face, is Carlos King. And you know what? The problem is when they're doing good, he always come out and take the praise for it. But when it comes to negative action and behavior, he does not say nothing. He's total silent. And that just shows you that Martel is not there to support and protect his workers. And if he come out and say something, then that will be a different, I'm waiting to see what he's going to say when he come out. And that is it for me.
Responsible. Producer accountability. Producer accountability. Producers, including Carlos King, are responsible for ensuring restrictions. If they
Okay.
Are you something?